Hello and welcome to Hare and the Hawthorn. My name's Kate Ray and I'm your host. Well, I'm one of two hosts. And I have to say this because on a couple of previous interviews that I've done, people have questioned where Neil is. I don't hide him in a cupboard somewhere. I don't stash him away and then just bring him out every now and again. The truth is, Neil gets scared by ghosts. So when I have guests on who are talking about the spookier side of the paranormal, he tends to kind of sit back on that one. He's going to kill me for saying all this, but yeah, Neil will be back with us talking to guests specifically about fairies. Which is his love and his passion. So don't worry, he hasn't gone anywhere too far. He's just allowing me to have the platform to talk to guests about my side of things, really, which is more the paranormal side of the fence with this all. So this evening we have a lovely guest with us. I met this next guest at a Mind, Body and Soul, and we sort of hit it off straight away and started chatting. We're chatting so much that I just thought I have to get this person on to talk to me predominantly and you guys about the things he does. I was saying earlier, just as we were sat chatting before recording, that I haven't really had a medium or somebody with predominant mediumship skills on to talk about that side of paranormal investigation. So without further ado, we've got Boddice with us. Hi Glenn, how are you doing?
Hi, Kate. Lovely to see you, and thank you for the invitation. I'm coming on your beautiful show here today.
You know what, you're absolutely more than welcome. I know that this is going to be a really good show. I'm going to start off, as I always do with guests, and ask you about one particular strange encounter that you may have had.
Okay, right. Well, brace yourselves, everybody. As you know, with being a medium, most mediums they have a lot of spiritual traffic in their home, and no stone is left unturned, no room is left sacred. And so I went to the smallest room in the house to relieve myself. I sat down there, and you're going about your business as you do. The next minute, I look towards the door and I can see a set of legs unfolding, manifesting right before my eyes. This set of legs had black brogue shoes on, gentlemen's shoes. And then I saw like a pressed gentleman's trouser, blue trousers with the pinstripes going right up to the knee. And then that's where the manifestation ended. And I saw that, and in my mind, I linked in with spirit, and I said, "Excuse me, do you mind? Can I have some privacy? I'm doing my business here." And the next minute, I heard laughing from my guides and everything. And I said out to them, I said, "I don't mind you, exploring the house and visiting. I've got no problem with that. But please respect my privacy. If I can help this gentleman, whoever it is that wants to talk, please wait outside the bathroom and I'll come and talk to you later." And so as soon as I said that, I set that intention out there, those legs started to disappear and everything went back to normal and I could finish up what I was doing. But
Bless you.
yeah, so they do respect your privacy, but you have to set boundaries with them. And, I think if you're respectful with spirit, they will honor that. And later on, I didn't have any contact with that spirit. So I think it was just an onlooker coming in the portal in the house, having a good look round, lost his way, and just stood there. So it was quite unusual. So
And
I did.
slightly embarrassing as well.
Well, I had to cover my dignity up with my t-shirt when I was down there. But yeah, it was quite an encounter.
It's strange, isn't it? You do hear the odd story about just ghostly legs or ghostly feet where people just
Hmm.
see that part of spirit that don't really fully form from there on up. It's almost like that they take their energy from their feet to manifest upwards, isn't it? And they don't have enough energy or whatever to transform themselves in front of people.
Yeah,
I've got to ask you
of
because
course.
I know people out there will be thinking, portal in his house. What's that? What is a portal and why have you got a portal in your house?
Well, I've been doing trance mediumship for quite some time, and so I channel spirit through me as a vessel, and so and also I have guests that are like-minded, mediums, and also healers as well. So we've found that when we're all together, this portal kind of over a period of time it opened up, and we get sort of, some people call them ETs or extraterrestrial beings. We get some of those coming through, along with spirits from the past as well coming through, all different characters. And so I feel as though it came on that basis. And also, I do get a lot of lost souls that come into the property. And so I've witnessed, in fact, I've got two daughters and they're both sensitive, but they're not at that stage where they're wanting to develop.
Mhm.
And now and again, they'll come and tell me, they'll say, Dad, I think you need to come on the stairs. And so I'll go up the stairs. And they're right, because I've experienced where a woman's come in, she's gave me a name, an elderly name, and she's explained the process of what it was like coming into this dimension. And if I can share her encounter with you, and your guests, obviously, your audience, she was likening the experience from her side of the veil
Mhm.
to imagine jumping into a swimming pool, holding your breath, and going into that water, and then trying to walk on the bottom of that swimming pool whilst holding your breath. And she likened it to that. So in many respects, she was holding her intention to come in here, holding that energy to keep her there. The natural state of play, as anybody will tell you, if you're at the bottom of the pool, you naturally float up to the surface there. So that occurs with them. They naturally float up. So it's with that expressed intention that keeps them in this dimension. And that's why a lot of them can't hold it for long, as we can't hold our breath for long when we're underwater. And so I thought that was a lovely analogy that she
Mm.
shared when she came through, and that was on my stairs. And so, yeah, going back to your original question with the portal there, I feel as though it serves multiple purposes. Obviously, one is soul rescue.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not far from the main road where I'm at, and so there's a lot of ambulances and things like that, and there's a lot of history in this area, and so I get some lost animals, pets that come through, and I believe they come through this portal there. And like I say, it's used to communicate as well, and also do my work as a medium, because I get a lot of people's loved ones coming through. But I do make sure it's not caused any problems yet, touch wood. But if it did, then I would express it to be closed down. But as yet, it's been fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great news, because a lot of the time when um, as a paranormal investigator, and I'm sure you'll know that you get requests from people to go to their properties or talk to them about hauntings that they're experiencing in their house. Often they do have some kind of energetic doorway in their property where multiple energies come through, and often they do get the more malicious energies that sort of hop through and cause them real problems. What do you think it is about yourself or your portal that kind of keeps that kind of energy at bay?
I think because I'm a very positive person, I'm all about love. And one of my mantras is, I am love. And that's something that I use every day. And so I like to keep the vibrations high. My children, they're very inquisitive as well. Like I say, I've got two girls, and they're generally quite happy-go-lucky girls. I listen to lots of music in the space where the portal is. I also create music in the space there where the portal is. And I love watching old school comedies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So, and also there's the crystals, there's the altar here, and also the spiritual things, and Palo Santo and sage and stuff. So the vibes are very high anyway. So anything of a lower vibration I feel would struggle to get through because they would find it increasingly uncomfortable to be in this environment. It would almost be like an albino person going out in the sun
Yeah.
for them, I feel, you know. So I think that's how it works.
I couldn't agree with you more. I've said only on a couple of shows previous about, you can have as many crystals as you want and as much sage as you want, but ultimately your vibrational levels are the most important thing when it comes to haunted properties. If you can keep your vibrational levels high, then it is difficult for these lower level energies to enter into that space and manifest and keep that intention, really, isn't it, to stay in that property. And it's so nice to hear that you've got such a lovely atmosphere to be in. You mentioned there, and I will mention this really early on.
Yeah.
You mentioned there about your music, and we will chat about that a bit more at the end. But you are a music producer, aren't you, as well?
I am, yeah. Record and write and produce music. Yeah.
What kind of genre? Just off the beaten track. What kind of genre do
Uh,
you work with?
well, it spans over the years. I've recorded multiple genres. I mean, I've done from acoustic folk. I've recorded death metal, thrash metal, and produced that. There's been what is it? Indie music. There's been rock, alternative music. I've done dance music, electronic, a lot of spiritual music, meditations, and shamanic music as well. And so it kind of covers all the board. You know, I've got quite a wide eclectic taste in music. So I feel I mean, my main focus is rock music. That's always been my passion. But since leaving or being at college, it kind of opened my mind up to that it was okay to listen to ska music one day and then death metal the next, you
Yeah.
know, whereas when you're growing up as well, particularly in the 90s, and you was a rocker, and if you listen to anything else, my word, did you get it with both barrels. And
Mm-hmm.
so it opened my mind up, and I'm quite glad that it did, because it gave me that knowledge base to kind of tap into when it came to producing music, you know.
Mm.
So yeah, I've got quite a wide span.
I do find as well that those people who tend to be sensitive and tend to go into mediumship, psychic, etc., are very creative people, have very creative outlets really in life. Has that kind of helped? Vice versa, has your music helped your work with spirit, and has spirit ever helped with your music?
Good question. I would say that the two are interlaced. I'm a musician as well. I play drums, and the reason I bring that into the mix here is simply because um, when I've been performing, a lot of people have said that you're in a world of your own.
Mm.
And in many respects, I am, because I remember like doing gigs and I'm sat there, I'm looking at the audience and I'm looking at my arms and legs moving independently. I have no conscious thought of moving them. And I just open it up to spirit, and I ask for, somebody that would like to drum this gig with me. They're more than welcome to do that, and they come through, and I'm as amazed as everybody else as my hands and legs are doing all these things. I'm thinking, well, how am I doing that? And this goes in line with the music production. And one of the, I would say, the blessings that I've had with this is that my dad is in spirit, and also obviously his dad as well. And I have a strong connection with brass band music going back
Mm.
generations on my dad's side of the family. And I was kind of encouraged from a young age to follow those footsteps, but it wasn't for me. It was all drums, it was all rock music. So to their disappointment, I went down that avenue. But why I say that is, whilst I've been producing some of these different styles of music, I've had to incorporate some symphonic orchestras and brass music into it. And with programming and performing as well, I'm hearing my granddad and my dad come in.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, because my dad used to teach me the cornet when I was growing up. And he used to sing the melody like a la dee dee, and I had to replicate it, and he told me what notes to do. Well, he was doing the same from the spirit world. He was doing all of that. I could hear him clear as a bell. And all I was doing when I was composing this particular piece of music is I was listening carefully and finding the notes on the keys and replicating it, recording it. I'd put that track down. The next minute, I'd hear the counter melody being played by my dad, being sung to me. And so I would lay that down as well. And before I knew it, I'd got probably about 25 tracks of all these different pieces of orchestration that fit absolutely gorgeous together. So yeah, the two do go hand in hand, what I'm finding anyway.
Many artists, though, whether it's musicians, painters, or poets, will attribute their work to channeling other energies and other entities, whether that be ancestral or otherworldly, don't they? They say that their inspiration comes from nowhere. I know that when I'm painting and writing, there are times when I've got no idea where things are coming from, and I get a compulsion. I know a lot of people who are creative get this compulsion to just keep on going with one theme or one thing, and you don't know where it's come from. So in terms of that light level of channeling, where you're tuning into spirit, and you're listening to your dad and your granddad giving you advice and guiding you. Take me through then channeling when it's when you're sat and you're consciously channeling spirit. I have seen this being done before, inadvertently and consciously. And it's something that absolutely fascinates me. Can you talk us through what that process is like for you?
Right, yeah, well, I can take you right back to the beginning with that. And basically, in order to be a good vessel, a good channel, it all goes back to diet. Now, I'm not just talking about what you eat. Now, diet consists of, yeah, what you're thinking, like you quite rightly said, the people that you have in your life as well. Also, what you're consuming in terms of meat.
Oh, we're frozen. Oh, I hope we can get you back.